How to make money online without being an influencer. Now, first of all, let's talk about it because some of you might not want to be an influencer. It was never a goal of mine. It just kind of occurred. That term is going to be phased out because there are 3-letter agencies that are actually coming after people for using their influence to be paid to validate or verify a product or service. So it's not even about being an influencer, just be successful. So let's just use that as a term and let's dive in. What are the effective strategies to generate income online? The next topic, how do you master those results through the right setup and the strategies? And I'm talking how the money's made so you can actually use a lot of tax deductions and don't get overtaxed. And a lot of you are using old school pay quarterly tax and self-employment tax. So we got a whole strategy around that. Last thing I want to talk about is a deep dive into the profit strategies, because a lot of you are just running for top line. Oh, I can make this much money, but what's the cost? By the time it nets out, what do you get out of it? So let's start at the beginning. So what are the effective strategies to generate online? Well, first of all, you need a database. You can't just have followers. So even as an influencer, and I think right at about 1 million on TikTok and 500,000 on Instagram and all of that, by numbers, I would be statistically coded as that. But the truth is, how did I get it? It's because I had a database. I pulled people out of social media. My best campaign to date has been Ask Loral, ASKLORAL, AskLoral.com, where you ask a question, make a request. And we have that line on 24 hours a day. So by doing that, I don't care if they click on LinkedIn to X to Facebook to Instagram to here on YouTube, by coming into my database, they're asking a question inside my system. Now I know their name, their phone number, their email, all the information, and we can continue to market to them and send them information, send them to free events, send them free reports, send them, 3 chapters of the book, which, by the way, I'll give you 3 chapters of my Millionaire Maker book. It's in the link below. Read at least till chapter 3, do a gap analysis, have a one-on-one session, and see what we're doing to drive our revenues from online to followers, to a database, to an offer. And a lot of you don't have those systems, and that's why your business is not making money. And to have a digital marketing team, it's critical. So we have one, and a couple years ago, the gentleman who leads our marketing, we both agreed we have got to help people market in this new digital age, especially like during COVID, where everyone was shut down and couldn't go out to events. Because prior to COVID, I was all TV and all stage. I was not doing this. I was not doing online. I was doing a little bit of it, but not intentional. So that's the other part. You've got to be super intentional. I want you to go check out the system. We can do it for you now. It's called Rapid Marketing Systems. So you go to the link, it's below, askrms.com, stands for rapidmarketingsystems.com, and just check out what we can do for you. For a nominal fee, we can get you up online, because the algorithms, all those social channels, they change on a regular basis. So you can't just do the same thing over and over, post the same blogs, post the same newsletters. You have to change up your creative all the time. So even if you're not the expert and you're an affiliate in direct sales or an affiliate for someone else, in fact, I'm going to give you a QR code. I'm an affiliate and in direct sales for up to 8 companies. Well, one of them's mine. So you could be affiliate and sell for me. Essentially, that's what I did for Rich Dad Poor Dad in 1996. I was the master distributor of the cash flow game, but I was offline doing it. If they had online affiliates at that point, I would have went online and did the same. My point is, pick something easy while you're learning to market, learning to get a database, learning to sell, and then start moving. But there are a lot of ways. You can go to ClickBank, you can become an affiliate, you can grab my QR code, grab one of the 8 or 4 of the 8. I have people that are revenue stacking. If they buy one thing, it makes sense to maybe do 3 or 4 of the others that I'm already in. You can be on our team, help support you. But you have to think, how am I going to generate the income? Because you have to have something to sell. So if you don't have something to sell, be an affiliate of somebody else's, but you want to do the content of why you like it and have people come to you, not the company that you're affiliating with. So I did the same with Rich Dad Poor Dad. I put a brand up front. It was called Choice Performance. Actually, for a long time, it was Money Camp for Kids. I had all sorts of different brands where people would come to the brand and then they fall in love with what I was doing, which was a money resource and a business resource. And then through that, I stacked the revenue of the offers. But you've got to get people off of following social media into a database. Absolutely critical. The next thing is your setup has to be exactly perfect. So you personally should not be making money. This isn't a sole proprietor option. So I need money to go into a company, and maybe 2 or 3 companies, maybe even 4 companies. Depends on the kind of money you're making, depends on what you're selling. But as the money comes to the company, you now get to activate like 80,000 pages of tax code. And with that tax code, now you're saving yourself tens 20. I just had a testimonial. In fact, we need to formally go get it. He made $660,000 and actually came in at a loss of $260,000 because the strategy was so strong. So actually getting thousands back from the IRS, which is the tax division for the United States, for those of you that are international. So there's a way that when you make the money properly structured, you protect yourself from assets, liabilities, litigation. Not that you won't get sued, but at least they can't take your home and your personal assets, of which when we're done with you, you won't have a lot of personal assets. It's going to be companies that cannot be associated to each other. So you're actually doing full protection. But when you're going to make that much money, you want to pay the least amount in taxes and take all that extra money and go invest it. The pattern of millionaires is make and invest money. It's not make to spend. Now, before we go on, I want you to subscribe to the channel. Be here 5 days a week. Click that notification button and make sure you watch the video. So sometimes you'll see the video and say, well, I'm not a CPA, I'm not an architect, I don't want to be an influencer. You'll see it and you'll disconnect. I want you here because contextually, I'm giving more than just the topic advice and education on what you could be doing to move your life forward and make more money. If there's any topics that are not here, you could put them in the comment below. And if you have any questions, go to that askloral.com and go to the greatest campaign. That's about absolutely crushing our business right now because I'm open and I'm not scripted. I know all the answers. I can tell you an answer. I just need you to ask the questions. So go to askloral.com, ask a question, make a request at any time. The last thing I want to follow up and support, how do you deep dive into proven profit strategies? At some point, even if you became an affiliate of all those 8 that I do for that QR code, you still have to produce content. Why you like the CBD, why you like being an affiliate of Loral's in the Millionaire Maker brand. You still need to produce the content. So maybe people come to askgeorge.com or ask whatever your name is.com and they ask you questions about the 8 things. And you can then ask me to come and we'll do some recordings together, but you got to get some content out. You've got to get people following you and you've got to produce and deliver. So it's always about teams. It's always about systems. And for those of you that are beginning entrepreneurs, you've got to learn to market and sell to get the cash flow. We'll be back tomorrow.